When viewing a document that you do not own or that you did not create, but you want to make your own copy, all you have to do is that once you open it and you notice that you're sort of in this view only mode and you can't edit it, you don't need to edit the original, like the owner's original copy. That would be bad. You need to make a copy. And this is where I would put my first and last name as the student. And then you can save it to a specific folder in your drive, or you can just have it land right at the top of your Google Drive. And when you click OK, it'll immediately open it up. And so now you have editing access because this is your own copy compared to the original owner's copy, which you cannot edit and should not edit because it is not yours. But you can copy and then you can start filling in the date, which I think that's correct for tomorrow. You can do that for the rest of the days here. And then these have check mark functions for when they're done. You could start putting your due dates in as you go. So that's going to be due for our class this Friday, actually, the selection. So you could put that in, and then say you come back later and you're like, oh, I also have homework that I need to do this weekend. You can start typing that in, and that's just, I believe, Control and the Enter button or Return button, and that allows you to make a new line in a cell. If you just hit the Return button without Control, it goes to the next cell. So that's a little hint for you there. Now the problem is once I fill this all up, I don't have one for next week. So I would actually, before I even start doing anything, I would hit duplicate, and then it says copy of, duplicate this. You can rename, and I would say this is Q1, week 9. And you could also get yourself set up for a couple of weeks at a time. So then you could duplicate again, rename, and then next week is Q2, week 1. And then sort of have two different ways to look at it, but you also have to use the dates to make sure you don't get confused. But just use this in place of your paper agenda book. And it's really cool too because you can actually click. You could start typing in your parents' email here if you want them to be able to see it, if they're sort of on your case about writing this stuff down. You could put in, if there's a teacher that's sort of helping you get organized, you could share it with them as well. So it is nice to have a digital version of these things where more than one person can look at it at a time. And then this link is your link. And you can even copy the link here if you want. And then you can bookmark this. Okay. And when you bookmark that, you don't need this long thing in your bookmark title, but you can just say digital agenda and put it on your bookmarks bar, and then it's always there. So if I'm in Google and I've decided to go to Google Classroom, oh, there it is. If you go to Google Classroom and say you're looking at one of your classes and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to write down this due date or I need to write down my homework, well then you can just click on Digital Agenda and it will take you to your new agenda book.